We're standing here in front of the Amstel Hotel. That's one of the biggest and most expensive hotels in the Netherlands. And we have a talk with Cameron Diaz today about Shrek the Third and Jeffrey Katzenberg. The Shrek films have a major success around the world. What do you think is the magic of the Shrek movie?
I think people identify with the character. I mean, even though he's a big green stinky ogre, I think there's a little bit of Shrek in all of us in a way, and that his insecurities and his problems and the challenges that he's facing are things that we all have either faced ourselves or could imagine ourselves in that same situation. And so there's a real connection that happens between us and him, and that's why I think people love following his journey, his story.
We arrived this morning, so it's 5 hours.
What do you think about Cameron Diaz? Is she a nice person or not?
I met her in Berlin on Friday, and she wasn't that nice, so
The challenge is sort of acting within a very confined space, as far as you have to stay in front of the microphone and for the recording, and because you're not acting in the actual physical world that the scene takes place in, you aren't really, when you're kicking and punching someone, there's nobody there, and you can't really kind of do it from across the room. You have to be right there in front of the microphone. So the exertion and the sounds that you're making aren't really about, it's not what it sounds like when you actually make impact with somebody. So it's like it's almost like you're acting even more, you have to sort of overact.
Are you guys all together when you do those voices?
No, I've never recorded a line with Mike Myers. How crazy is that? Yeah, but somehow we have this sort of love affair on screen with our characters that are really created by the animators, because they're the ones who, do the acting for us. They're the ones who put the dynamic sort of sparkle and the chemistry between the characters, and they create the facial expressions and the twinkle in the eye. Well, we never see a script. There's no script, which is kind of crazy. So there is a time where we're sort of brought into the studios and said, okay, this is sort of the layout, this is a plan. But the thing with the animation is it gives them a lot of room, a lot of freedom to sort of change things when they want to.
Does that happen a lot?
It happens constantly. I mean, it's ever evolving, and I think that they put something together and then they realize, that doesn't really work. So we can actually reanimate this part of it, the sequence of it.
Many young people think it's all glamour, but is it really?
It's a lot of hard work, It's a lot of hard work, but I personally I won't work hard at something if I don't love it, So I love it, and I do it because I love it, and although it can be a challenge at times, I'm happy to take on the challenge because I think that that's what strengthens you. And this was a big tour, but I got so much out of it. It's been fantastic.
Now, we're a news website. Do you think news for young people is important?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's important for all of us to know what's going on in the world, and it's almost impossible to know everything that's going on because, there are so many things that are newsworthy. Sometimes a lot of the time we are, I think, get sidetracked and concerned with the wrong things, which distracts us from, paying attention to the things that are important. But we all need a distraction every once in a while. It's as long as we come back to what is important and make a difference in that over, sort of wasting our time on the other things. And the importance, I think it's the media too, it's the news who make people think that it's important. When you put Paris Hilton's picture up next to George Bush and Putin at the G8 summit on CNN, CNN is saying she's just important as, the G8 summit. So that's their responsibility, to say, if they didn't put it up there, nobody would be asking every 20 minutes what's going on in Paris and Hilton's life. There wouldn't be a whole circus out in front of her house, because nobody would be asking about her if they didn't say that it was important to. So I think it's the responsibility of the media and as well as the, the consumer. Don't buy the magazines,
Never buy the magazine.
Don't buy the magazines if, you don't want to perpetuate idiocy. So.